Sometimes you reach a point where you realize that your decision is the only way forward. The past is behind you and the future is waiting. The only question left is, are you prepared to face the consequences of the path you've chosen? When your heart and mind align, you make a decision that resonates with your deepest truth. It may be a difficult one, but when you stand firm in it, there is nothing to fear about the consequences. In life, there comes a moment when you make a choice that feels right for you, even if others don't understand. That moment is your declaration of who you are and what you stand for. No turning back, no regrets. A decision made in clarity is a decision that will carry you forward, even when the weight of it feels heavy. The true question isn't about the choice itself, but about whether you're ready to live with the aftermath. Sometimes decisions are made with a fierce conviction, even when we don't fully know what lies ahead. It's not about being fearless. It's about trusting in your ability to face whatever consequences come your way. The finality of a decision can feel both liberating and terrifying. Yet, it is within that space of uncertainty that growth occurs, and you begin to understand just how strong you truly are. Every decision you make shapes your future. When you've decided, own it with everything you are. The consequences may be unknown, but your strength and resolve will guide you through them. In the quiet moments of contemplation, a decision becomes clear, and when that moment comes, you know without a doubt that the only way forward is to accept whatever consequences follow. Your decision is final when you stop second-guessing yourself. Trust in what feels true for you and know that the consequences are merely steps on your journey of self-discovery. The hardest part of making a decision is not the choice itself, but embracing the unknown that comes with it. However, the true test of strength is facing the consequences with grace and courage. When you make a decision and commit to it, you're declaring your readiness to walk through the unknown. The consequences, however daunting, are simply part of the journey that leads you to your highest self. A decision is only as powerful as your belief in it. Stand firm, face the consequences, and watch as the path you've chosen unfolds in ways you never expected. The weight of a decision is not in the choice itself, but in your willingness to face its consequences. Will you stand tall in the aftermath, or will you crumble under the pressure of what's to come? In moments of great change, decisions must be made. You can't predict every outcome, but you can prepare yourself to face what lies ahead with conviction and resilience. Your decision is the spark that ignites the fire of your future. No matter how intense the flames of consequence may seem, you are equipped to endure them and emerge stronger. Sometimes the most challenging decisions come with the heaviest consequences. But with every challenge, there is an opportunity for growth, wisdom, and deeper understanding. The finality of your decision does not mean the journey is over. It means the real work begins. Are you ready to face the challenges that will come from standing by your choice? A decision made in haste may carry consequences you hadn't considered, but a decision made with conviction, it has the power to reshape your entire world, one consequence at a time. There's a moment in life when you make a choice, and in that moment, everything shifts. The question is no longer what if, but how will I move forward? You don't always have to understand everything about a decision before you make it. The only thing that matters is the resolve to live with the consequences when they come. The heart knows what it wants. Once you've decided, there is no room for doubt. You are now preparing to face whatever challenges the universe throws your way. Final decisions come with weight. They demand courage, and they ask only one thing of you: to step forward into the consequences with strength, no matter what they bring. Your decision is a promise you make to yourself. The consequences are merely tests to see if you're truly ready to honor that promise. When you make a decision, you don't always know the full scope of what it will bring, but you do know that your resolve will be tested. And in that testing, you will discover your true resilience. Every choice has its price, but that price is often the key to unlocking something greater. The consequences aren't to be feared, but embraced as stepping stones to your evolution. The moment you commit to your decision, the consequences are set in motion, and though the journey may be difficult, you are never alone in facing the outcomes. To make a decision and stand by it is an act of courage. To face the consequences with grace is an act of strength. Final decisions are like planting seeds. You don't always see them grow immediately, but you can trust that the consequences will eventually bear fruit, for better or for worse. Decisions are made with the heart and mind. Consequences are what shape your soul and character. Embrace them as they come. When you make a choice, you take responsibility for what follows. The consequences are a reflection of your commitment to your truth and your journey. Final decisions may seem like a leap of faith, but they are often the most grounded steps you will ever take. Trust that the consequences will lead you exactly where you need to go. When you've made up your mind, it's not about questioning the choice, but about preparing yourself to walk through whatever comes next with conviction. Making a decision is not always easy. but it is always empowering. The consequences are inevitable, but so is your growth. There is power in knowing that once you've decided, your path is set. The consequences don't have to scare you. They're merely the result of your own strength and wisdom. Every decision brings you closer to your authentic self. The consequences are simply the challenges that will help refine who you are becoming. Decisions are born from the deepest parts of your soul, and once made, they must be lived with. The consequences, while unpredictable, are the price of living authentically. Your final decision is your declaration to the world. The consequences may come with their own trials, but they will only serve to shape the masterpiece that is your life. In moments of clarity, decisions come swiftly. The trick is in accepting that the consequences, however they unfold, are part of the story you are meant to live. To choose is to commit. To face the consequences of that choice is to show the world what you are made of. There are times when a decision is made not out of certainty, but out of a deep knowing. You might not know what the consequences will be, but you trust yourself enough to handle them. The aftermath of your decisions can be both challenging and enlightening. Every consequence brings you closer to your own understanding of strength and resilience. A decision made with conviction is the seed from which your future will grow. The consequences are the sunlight and rain that will nourish this growth. When you face the consequences of your decisions with an open heart, you begin to realize that nothing is ever as hard as it first seems. You've got what it takes to move forward. Making a decision is an act of bravery. Owning the consequences, even when they are difficult, is an act of strength and personal power. The finality of a decision marks a new chapter in your life. The consequences are simply the pages that will fill your story, no matter how they unfold. Each decision is a chapter, and the consequences are the plot twists that make the story worth telling. Embrace them and watch your narrative unfold. In the stillness of your decision, you might feel fear or doubt, but once the choice is made, there's only one way forward. Face the consequences with courage. You don't make decisions for the consequences. You make them because they align with your truth. The rest is just part of the ride. When you make a decision, you set the wheels in motion. The consequences are simply the way life reflects your choices back to you. There's power in knowing that once you've made a decision, nothing can alter its course, but the consequences are always in your hands to shape, as long as you face them with resolve. Final decisions are often like stepping into the unknown, but when you do so with courage, every consequence becomes an opportunity to grow and evolve. There's a quiet strength in deciding once and for all. And even though the consequences may take you to unexpected places, you trust that they will bring you closer to your purpose. A decision made from the heart requires no justification. You simply trust that the consequences will reveal themselves in time. Sometimes, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the clarity to make a decision and the strength to endure the consequences, whatever they may be. In life, there will always be decisions that must be made, but with every decision comes the understanding that the consequences will follow, and they will shape you into who you are meant to be. Every choice we make has a ripple effect. The finality of the decision is but the beginning of a journey where consequences will mold you into the person you're meant to become. A decision made with true conviction creates a ripple that reverberates through your life. The consequences are simply the waves that follow, shaping the shores of your destiny. You are not defined by the consequences of your decisions, but by how you rise to face them. Your strength is shown in your ability to navigate the storm that follows.